Look at this, Ed.
Do I have to?
1988.
Oh,
Salurzo. We should open some more of these wines, you know.
well, I think you can do that on your own.
No.
Yeah. All right.
Vince Salurzo, by the way, in Temecula, he's passed away since, but he was the lighting director for the Merv Griffin Show.
Yep.
And a friend of the Wine of the Month Club, and we bought a couple of his wines, but they were so inconsistent. They were like, this was a great wine.
He's a crazy guy.
And then the next year was like undrinkable.
He used to wear a beret like Mike Gergich, And,
Nice guy.
Yeah. Anyhow.
So, here's an exciting wine, Ed. This is an exciting.
I know. I was waiting for
Here's
this
an
one.
exciting wine for you, Ed. I hope you enjoyed tasting this wine with me, Ed.
Oh, sorry. Fascinating story about this guy, Dick Handal. First of all, the fact that I'm looking at Sagrantino made in California is what absolutely knocked me out because I'd never heard of a Sagrantino made in
Absolutely
California.
the first time we've ever featured a Sagrantino.
Well, there's only like 12 acres of Sagrantino in California.
Well, but they're in Italy. He got it from, he's Italian, right? His wife is or something.
No, neither one of them are, but they're enamored of Italy and Italian wines, and they spend a lot of time there. And of course, Sagrantino in Umbria, in Sagrantino di Montefalco, is a very, very famous
Hey,
wine.
watch your language, Ed.
I did,
Montefalco.
and it's very highly prized in Italy, and it's really only been recently that it's come in favor, and all because of the efforts of one producer, and now a lot of people are making it, and they're wonderful wines.
What's interesting about this wine is and it's very difficult to do this on your own. You brown bag of wine, which is from Italy, which isn't, that's part of being a master of wine, but now you look at it, you go, this does have the Italian roots in its character.
It really does. It really, that nose does not smell like California. No. It does. It really does.
It's Sonoma County, but this is such an indigenous character in the grape, and I think it's great. It's got tons of life in it. It's going to go forever.
Oh yeah, this wine. I would say I'd like to check this wine out in another 5 or 6 years.
So it's from Puglia? No,
Umbria,
from
right?
Umbria.
Umbria is like right next to Tuscany, where Chianti is, and it's a very famous area. And of course, it's the Rodney Dangerfield of Italian areas. It gets no respect. Okay, absolutely not. People go Umbria. Yeah, I don't know Umbria. I think that their most famous wine there is a white, and I'm trying to remember, is it Frascati or one of them? Anyway, a nice, really nice white. But this guy named Arnold Capri decided he was going to make Sagrantino better than anybody else, which he did, and all of a sudden people were going, wow, Sagrantino.
But why haven't we tasted any from Italy unless they don't label them? They just label Umbria Red or something.
No. It's called Sagrantino.
I've never seen one. I bet if I went to the database, I would not find another one.
You'd find, in Italy you would find, plenty of them.
It was a 97 for me. I think
yeah, I'm a 99 actually, because it's the best Sagrantino I ever tasted from California.
Did you tell Mr. Handel that you're going to give it a 99?
No, but he's a fascinating guy. Read the story. The story is amazing, and I wrote page 2 as well. And he's
97 for me.
Interesting guy. What was that? Oh,
Hold on.
you really need me for this?
Okay, so this is a big old buxom giant California Rhone style wine. If you don't barbecue and char something when you taste this wine with it, you're gonna have a hard time because it needs all the support of charred meat as you can get.
No, I don't. It's not a sissy wine, but it's got some lovely components in there. Mm-hmm. These guys that make this wine are really interesting characters.
You're right, Ed, because your palate changes sometimes. And
yes, so does the wine.
And when I tasted this yesterday with the staff, I'm thinking, man, oh wow, you gotta. But it's much more elegant today to me.
Well, it's got a definitely Grenache based wine because it's got that lovely kind of Grenache perfume. Grenache can be a pretty big buxom wine, as Paul pointed out, no question there. But there are times when it just got this lovely fruit component. It's kind of like cranberry with black cherry intermingled. It's really nice.
This is the main 5 grapes of the south of the Côte de Rhône: Grenache, Mourvèdre, Syrah, Carignane, and Cinsault. So it's loaded for sure.
And it's a great combination, and they've done a great job.
Chief Wigwam at Broken Arrow Vineyards.
It's like the wine we're doing later in the year called Ed's Red, good with Mammoth, or its vegetarian equivalent, which I thought was very funny. Anyway, $35 on the shelf, $15.99.
Well, that is really good.
That's a 98 for me.
Yeah, I like that too. That's 98.
Yeah.
So this Ed's Red coming up. I mean, we got incredible lineup coming. I mean, I'm just so thrilled about what we have coming, and let alone these wines. And so, but things like Ed's Red, and what was the other one that F-Bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Thank goodness it's not on the front label. But I thought this was a wonderful wine, and it's called F-Bomb.
Yeah, but the story, I mean, don't forget, this is a winemaker
who did G-Spot.
This is a winemaker that we have followed for a long time, as I put in the article, and the guy is amazing. We can't ever get his wines because he sells out before he even releases them. He's made $100 bottles of wine for Viader and Napa Valley and Paoletti and those guys, you know, Ragusi. And so he comes up with this wine. It was just amazing. And it's in the classic series.
They have F-Bomb on here? Let's see. There you go.
Well, that's A-Bomb.
Okay, so our friend Kevin Stewart, who brings us these wines, and this is the reserve version of the wine we featured once before.
This is another Aunt Moore wine,
which is much more elegant, and we'll taste it against the Pebble Cove here, which is a more brash, you know, grapefruit wine. But I thought this was wonderfully elegant with just the nuances of New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, you know.
But very subtle. I mean,
very subtle.
There's no. I don't even get any gooseberry out of this, let alone that, you know. Yeah, not gooseberry. Gooseberry. It's an actual plant.
You don't get any gooseberry? Oh my God, he doesn't get any gooseberry.
And then there's that. Okay. Moving on, or trying to. Terroir 2, I don't quite get the
squared. It's the reserve version of the one.
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
I don't know.
Well, I had a hard time figuring out where F-Bomb came from. So I mean, there you go. Anyway,
I'm giving this a 97. I think it's really elegant for what you.
Beautiful wine.
Because this is going to be. You'll see that compared to the Pebble Grove.
$13.99 on the reorder price. Spectacular.
Great value.
Really, really good. I compare this to some of the best. I'm doing a 98 on that one.
Holy cow! You absolutely. It must be the drugs you're taking. You're so generous today. Now, Ed pointed out while we were setting this shoot up that for the limited series to have only one corked wine was pretty interesting, and mainly because two of the wines are from New Zealand, which they will not use cork ever. I think it's national policy. So, two of the whites. Another one is Pebble Cove, and this is the brash grapefruit.
Exactly, gooseberry.
Yeah, Sauvignon Blanc, which is important to recognize the difference.
Yeah, but it's still more subtle than some of the other ones that I've had. It doesn't smell like wet hay. Some of them can get really over the top with that.
That's something. Boy, the finish is totally different from that, right?
Oh, but it's got a beautiful mid palate.
Yeah.
Really, really nice mid palate.
It's grapefruit all over the place.
But pink grapefruit, sweeter grapefruit. It's not real tart or pithy. Sometimes they can get kind of pithy. Not to get too pithy about it, but anyhow, $24.99 on the shelf, $13.99. Another 98. I mean, great bottle of wine.
97.
And yet it's different. That's what I love about these two.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. These two wines are different. They're from the same area, and yet they're really both very good.
Hey, wow, Ed, that's great, Ed. And hence the difference between being a beer aficionado, this is what I love about the wine business. This Pebble Cove is going to taste different next year. Why? Because of the soil, because of the weather, because of the pit conditions, all the things that happen. When you make Heineken in 1965, you want that Heineken to taste the same next time you taste it.
That's why there's so many breweries out there now, because they want something different.
That's probably right.
And so...
well, you're really smart, Ed.
Every now and then I hit one. But that's also what draws people away from wine, because one year the wine they really like, and next year they don't. They go, I don't need this anymore.
Well, here's a classic example. We went to dinner that night, and I saw 14 Hands. Now, when 14 Hands came out from Washington State, it was a classic Washington State, gritty, earthy Cabernet. Mm-hmm. And so I ordered for Sandra, and it was worse than most of the junk we taste that we reject. It was been sugared, it had no character, it seemed off, and I'm thinking to myself, this was a great brand, but whatever they did, either they were cutting back on the cost or whatever.
Could have been an off bottle, I mean, it happens.
It wasn't that kind of off. It was just clearly they had put sugar in it. They had added grape sugar. Anyway, cheers. See you next time. Thanks for coming. Hey.
Wow, those are really good.